In this video, I used ice to create the actual Bahrain Grand Prix in Minecraft. When racing with boats, this is a really fun track because, as you might know, boats go really fast on ice. This was quite fun to do, so make sure to stay tuned. And without further ado, let's get straight into it. Okay, so starting off, I think I want the main straight on the track to be around 6 blocks wide. So let's count this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I might change it later though, depending on how it feels. And yeah, let's dig a straight now. Okay, so I dug about like 100 blocks forward, maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less. But then I realized something: we can use slash fill to quickly fill up with ice, because I don't think placing 600 blocks of ice is going to be quick. So let's go ahead and do that. First, I got to find this coordinate and then the other coordinate. I don't really have a good experience with this because I somehow always manage to mess this up by a few blocks or something. Okay, let me fix that real quick. Okay, so now that I fixed that, let's whip out a stopwatch and see how long the straight will take to complete. 4.42 seconds, not bad, but it does feel a bit short. So I think I'm going to add a braking point with some yellow concrete or something to help slow down the boat a lot so you don't start flying off the track. Alright, so I've added that now. I made it about 3 blocks wide, so it has a bit of power, but the braking isn't too powerful. So now we can continue with the next part of the track, which is the first turn. Alright, let me kill these slams real quick. I think I should change my game mode to peaceful mode so they stop spawning, because they're not attacking me, but it's just a bit annoying, you know. Okay, so I filled in this turn 1 and I also did the next straight, but that's when I realized blue ice goes much faster than normal ice, with blue ice going 72 blocks per second, but normal ice just goes 40 meters per second. So since this straight is going to be faster, I think I'm going to have a more powerful braking point, maybe like 4 blocks wide, but I'm not sure. I'm going to have to test that as well. Okay, so now moving into the second set of turns. This is going to be a bit more challenging because right after this, there's another slight U-turn, which I'm not really sure I'm going to do. But I'll put this part in time-lapse and hopefully it will come out good. Okay, so this turn actually looks pretty nice with a smooth curve, so I'm happy with that. But hopefully the rest of it will be good as well. When making the turns, it was a bit tedious to clear out the dirt in creative mode, so I decided with a efficiency 5 shovel and switching to survival mode, I can clear it out much faster, so that's a nice little trick I found. Now for this U-turn, to make sure it turns out perfect and exactly how I want it, I'm going to use these guiding lines, sort of, to point where the center of the turn will be, so that it's even on each of the sides. You'll see what I mean when the track is finished. Alright, so after that U-turn, I made a bit of a straight, but I couldn't record it because my laptop didn't have enough storage, and the footage just didn't fit. So you'll see it in the end result. But anyway, moving on, we got these turns that seem a bit hard to make because there's no like 90-degree things or anything. But anyway, hopefully they'll turn out good and I'll see how I'll make them. This is a bit of a longer time lapse, so skip to around like 7 minutes and 40 seconds if you want to move on to the next part of the video. Alright, so the track looks good so far, but you might see that on these turns, I put blue ice only around the outside because, like I said earlier, blue ice goes faster, but going on the outside is also more risky and it's a bit hard. So if you follow the line that'll save you some time. So it's kind of like a high risk, high reward situation. Alright, now what I gotta do is fill in the turns and add all the necessary ice so, you know, it's actually like a track. And then we can move on to the final straight. We can add some extra stuff if we need to. So similar to how I had blue ice on the outside on those turns, I'm gonna have blue ice down the middle as well. Because basically what I wanted is that during a multiplayer race, I want to reward players that defend the middle and keep the other players out. Let me go ahead and use slash fill for this to speed stuff up because this is a straight. I think I'm just gonna mine this by hand and replace it by hand as well because I'm not really good at using the slash fill command. Alright, so now for a quick tour of the track. Here we got the main straight that leads into these two turns, and then I added a bunch of fences there just to make the track look a bit nicer. And then after that, there's a bit of a diagonal, and then we got this segment which is fun to race because there's a lot of drifting. And then we got these two turns. Honestly, they were hard to make and they're also hard to race. So moving on, we got this long diagonal that leads us back into the main straight, and that's about it. The track also just really looks nice from up here, which is just a bonus. Let's go ahead and actually race the track. Okay, so here in the main straight, I should have stayed on the blue ice a bit more. But this absolutely sends you into the wall. I might make the braking thing a bit stronger. Alright, this straight actually stayed on the blue ice. And that was a pretty decent turn. Could have done it a bit better. Anyway, moving on to the diagonal. Alright, so an issue I see is that people would keep hitting the walls a lot. But I think it should be fine after practice. Ooh, I went straight into that black slab there, but it's fine. Okay, I went on the grass. Yeah, so going on the grass really slows you down. So honestly, corner cutting would probably do more harm than good. That was a decent drift. I just feel like with a bit more practice, you can race the track a bit better because it's really hard to do first try. Alright, that part was alright and the lap is finished. Well, that's going to be it for me from this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. This actually took a really long time to make and a lot of planning was put into this. So I'd greatly appreciate it if you did subscribe. This was really fun to make and I'm also quite proud of how it turned out. But anyway, until then, see you in the next one.